Hope you guys enjoy. And please bet on who you think would win, the Lions or the Vikings. And here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2.25. I don't know, it's gonna be a while. Football Sunday. It's a lot of football. It's a lot of Sundays.
Welcome back to all of those watching inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. You haven't missed a thing as we're just about set for the opening kickoff. Here's Kai Forbath now to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now running right through him. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Hey, guys, I got 19. He's mine. He's not going anywhere.
On first down at Stafford. And his first pass is incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys
Matthew
elsewhere.
Stafford.
Off a play action. Here's Stafford.
No.
Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. It's caught. Jones. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And there's Golden Tate doing exactly what he does well. Extra yards after the catch.
Exactly. To your point, among wide receivers, no one had more yards after the catch than Tate last year, 635. Here's Stafford. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he...
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Set. Blue 60. Even. 4 down. Even.
The play clock's running down.
50. Check.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Throwing is Stafford. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be
in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Linval Joseph able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Ebron with it over the middle. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal. So they pulled a little rabbit out of their hat, nearly for 6, almost got the fake into the end zone. Either way, they're set up really nicely.
So we all fell for the illusion, didn't we? Did they saw someone in half on stage?
Well played.
I mean, that was something right there.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Theo Riddick, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down? We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Vikings coming out here again to take over on offense. And this is a crew, obviously, that was so close, Charles, to becoming the first ever team to play a Super Bowl in their own stadium. So disappointment in that last game against Philly, but overall, I think they've got to be pretty pleased with the season.
They have to be, because they put it all together. Won the NFC North. How about that win over the Saints in the divisional round? I mean, I don't know that they'll ever top that in terms of getting something done late in the game, especially with what was on the line. They do get Dalvin Cook back at running back next year. I think they'd still like to have a little more speed at wide receiver. But all in all, this team comes back pretty well intact and will be a force for a while.
Yeah, that defense is pretty set.
Very much so. I mean, try and move the ball against their front and then try and throw it against Xavier Rhodes. Good luck to you.
All right, here we go.
They run it again with Cook. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Go, go, it's run.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
To throw is Keenum. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Morgan. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Ashawn Robinson coming out of the University of Alabama, a big, physical, intimidating force who had to learn to play with more leverage. Otherwise, he was going to get blown off the ball in the NFL. Looks like he's learning his lessons after that play.
So let's discuss the Detroit Lions as their offense makes their way back out there, Charles. Last 3 years, and including a playoff loss in 2016. They're 25-24. They're going to have a new head coach, of course. Jim Caldwell let go at the end of the year. And it always seems like the Lions are stuck right in that middle ground. 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. Can they make that jump to go higher than that?
One would think so, but I think they're going to need to add some pieces to their team because, as you noted, right in the middle ground, they can throw the heck out of it, but they can't run it on offense. On defense, they got a little bit better against the run, but what about the pass rushers? Because Ziggy Ansah played hurt most of the season, couldn't be his normal explosive self. They've got to get some more help there, some extra people at the second level at linebacker in order to keep up with the high-powered offenses in the NFC North.
Now Stafford, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up fourth down. So possession one ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
And that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the...
And sneak attack. They're going to run for it. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before... Possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents.
Watch tight end. 4 down. Check. Now let's go.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step.
Double tight, double tight. Hey. Hey, all right, here we go. Green, 30.
On second down, Cook. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
3-19.
And they'll bootleg it here with Keenum. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. He juked him. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And look at this, another fake. And he comes back with one complete. But he will not get away. He stops short of the marker. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game, not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Keenum now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
And we will not see another play as time has run out on this first quarter. It's a close game here early on. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. So they're operating in the red zone.
Tight ends left. Tight ends left. Four down. Set. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it second and short.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
A give. This is Cook. And the tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up first and goal now.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Here we go now.
They'll run with Cook, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Handoff comes to Cook, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the second quarter.
And that's problematic because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerick McKinnon. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. You can count his carries on 1 finger. They've only given him the rock 1 time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Second and 10, Stafford again. To the right and complete to Galladay. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage.
180. Hey, we got four. We got four.
Throwing on third down. Stafford to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course.
And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have